All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rahaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. It's the brother Izar, you with the Pittsburgh GMS camp, coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rahaha Kodash. Lord willing, this is edifying. All right, and most brothers have seen this clip. The Elder Not to talk about did something on it, and I'm gonna just play a little bit of it, get a few precepts, Lord willing, this is edifying.
Bring it out. All right, let's go on. We're gonna get a few more seated by hatred. That's why you chose this. We're gonna wind down. You mean Matthew chapter 7 and 13. You have no doubt whatsoever that one day you'll stand before the Lord. Come with me, please. We're gonna ask you your notice to appear. So please walk this way. What's the general? You three gentlemen for what? With the officers. For what? You're gonna get issued NTAs. Please cooperate, or you're gonna go to jail for noise ordinance violation. You guys. What's the noise ordinance? Noise. Did the Lord do that to you? If you don't cooperate, yeah, the Lord did that to us. We rejoice in it. Call Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Call Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Hold on. What's the noise? What's the noise that's walk this way, you're gonna go to jail. What's the noise that's speaking? Walk this way, what's the noise? They gotta explain it. Hold on. Hold on. Hey, yo, let my brother go. Yo, let him go. Yo, check your man. Check your man. Check your man. Check your man, man. No, what you talking about, man? Check your man.
All right, so as you can see, there's more to the clip. Brothers have played it. Just a few observations that I see. The dude Naquam, he got kind of caught off guard. I would say, because he was having a conversation with the dude David Lynn, which is Sakari. If you go and type in let's see. When you type in, WFI and arrested, you see the Sakari went in on this, and David Lynn is a guy or whatever. I ain't even going to his channel. He one of them Christians or whatever, and he was there talking to the dude Naquam or whatever, talking to their camp, and that's him in the background talking about standing before Christ and all these different things, and basically was kicked off. That's why the dude responded like that when he was like, yeah, the Lord did that to us, because Christians, man, they come, they can be very prideful, and they're very stiff in they're rigid in their ideologies, no matter how flawed they may be, which I wasn't intending to go too deep into this aspect, but Christians don't really believe that anything is going to happen, anything bad will happen to you, or they ignore certain things. Now, I'm not saying this dude is, but just the way he kind of presented it, I don't even want to deal with that guy, honestly. His whole you'd have to go into too many things to try to refute him, and he's not going to believe anyway, so there's just no point. But it doesn't excuse, Naquam's behavior as far as this whole situation goes. All right. As you can see how he reacted to the cop, the cop clearly told him, look, hey man, go walk this way or you're going to get arrested. We're about to give you citations, and just the whole select. Let me make sure this is not okay. And the whole attitude that he had, towards the cop was off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just wasn't right. All right, so I'm going to get a few precepts. Sirach 9:16 says, keep thee far from the man that hath the power to kill, so that thou shalt not doubt the fear of death. Okay? And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. All right, so when you're dealing with these cops, man, these cops have the power to kill you, and a lot of times they get away with it. All right. So you're supposed to keep far away from these guys if you can. Now, of course, these brothers was approached, but you have to be mindful when you what you're dealing with. It says, "And if thou come unto him, make no fault. Don't make no mistakes, lest he take away thy life presently." Okay. And when you're dealing with police officers, the best practice is to be very respectful. That's pretty much quote unquote black man in America 101, which we're not black man, so called black man in America. All right. We're taught to a certain level of etiquette when dealing with cops. All right. But it's for a good reason because cops is out here basically, killing Jake, man. All right. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. Okay, we're in the front line. Okay, them that walk upon the battlements are basically the first line of defense of a castle. Okay, and so you gotta be mindful of what you're dealing with. It's a very dangerous position. All right, Matthew 10:16 says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." All right. So this is what we were commanded by Yahweh Shai. All right, because this is what's gonna happen. A sheep versus a wolf. What's gonna happen? Well, that sheep is gonna eventually be attacked by the wolf. All right, and that's what's gonna happen. The persecution is gonna come. All right, the scripture said they're gonna be steady spoiling them that fear the Lord. All right, there should be an insurrection against them that fear the Lord. It tells you in Second Ezra 15 and 16. It really speaks about the persecution and tribulations that's coming. All right, so I just wanted to give a few examples. I got two pulled up here of how Yahweh dealt with when the police and things came, not the police but the Romans and the different people who want to put him to death when they came to get him. How did he behave? He's supposed to be our example, right? The scriptures say that them that I've predestined, them that I've chosen. Let me get it. Romans 8:29 says, "For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren." All right, so you're going to be conformed to the image of the son, which is Yahweh Shai. All right, and the servant is not above his master, so he's supposed to be our example of how to behave in these situations. John 18:11 said, now, this situation was they came to get Yahweh Shai, right? All right. Then Simon Peter, having a sword, drew it and smote the high priest's servant and cut off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus. This is when they came to get Yahweh Shai. Then Yahweh Shai said unto Peter, or then said Yahweh Shai unto Peter, "Put up thy sword in the sheath. The cup which my father hath given me, shall I not drink it?" All right. And this is the very hard stance to take for the flesh, but through the spirit, the Lord put the right spirit on you. You can deal with this. You're not gonna there's not fighting back is only going to justify them in the eyes of everybody else. If when they roll on us, if we got guns and we're shooting, we have a shootout, no one's going to be able to look at that situation and say, "Oh, my hands are clean from the blood of these just men." Okay, but that's what was able to be said about Yahweh Shai when Pontius Pilate looked upon the situation. He saw that they did it out of jealousy. He saw that it was unjustly done unto Yahweh Shai. And so he washed his hands with the situation and said, "Look, whatever y'all do, that's on y'all. I ain't, look, y'all doing this out of jealousy." So likewise, his servants is going to need to be in the same stead of being blameless when they roll on us, man. All right. If it's a big shootout, what then what? They just gonna say we killed a bunch of niggas with guns, because they were shooting back at us. Okay, but the real men, they're not gonna be able to say that about them. Now, in this case, of course, he didn't have any gun, but he also didn't do what the scriptures command you to do when it comes to dealing with your enemy. All right, let's get this one. All right, agree with thine adversary quickly. Matthew 5:25. Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary, Salaki, deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing. Okay, and the farthing is a unit of money worth less than a quarter of a penny, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it says that it's less than a 1/4 of a penny, so it's a very small unit of measure. Until you pay every last red cent. I done heard, being from the South, I done heard that before. Every last red cent. All right, okay. Which the penny is red because it's copper. It's kind of reddish brown. But you know, so that's what we were commanded to do. Whenever police approach you, you're not supposed to be on some. It's just there's just I mean, there's a point in time where you don't be righteous over much and you don't be overzealous. All right, to where you just start cussing out the police officers who have the power to put you in cuffs and kill you. It just doesn't make sense, Officer come up and you just like, yeah, if you Esau, Lord gonna kill your ass. You say you was threatening them or anything. They could say anything to you, you know. Not saying that's what he did here, but I've seen people do that. Now let's get further of the spirit Yahweh was in whenever this happened, whenever he got rolled on by the authorities, right? Isaiah 53:7 says, he was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before her shearers is dumb, so he openeth not his mouth. Okay, so Yahweh didn't, act crazy and all that whenever they came to get him. All right, they came and got him, and he knew it was his time to go. So he fulfilled the will of his Father. Now we hope and pray that, whatever happens to us, that the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahweh keep the spirit on us to endure those things, whatever may happen. If we have to be a martyr, we pray for the spirit to endure it like Yahweh did. Okay. But ultimately, of course, we want to get on them chariots. All right. But the times that are coming, we're going to have to dwell with wisdom, man. Okay. You have to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. All right. And, whatever the will is, whatever the Most High's will is for each brother, that's going to be your story, man. But, hey, man, I didn't want to go too much on this. I just seen this and I'm just like, yo, man, this definitely wasn't the wisest thing to do, to smack the policeman's hand away and to sit there and question him like you have some type of rights. With us being in this truth, we know that, we don't have any rights in this society, man. So there's no point in doing all that, man. Anyway, hey, I just want to go on to that real quick, man. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, peace, blessings, salutations, and hopefully let. With that, I want to say Shalom.